Welcome to the Instant Trivia Podcast, episode 1610, where we ask the best trivia on the internet. Let's get started. The 3 Mile Island accident occurred in which U.S. state? Pennsylvania. What is a bellwether? Leader of flock of sheep. In what city would you find the most famous street named Bourbon Street? New Orleans. What age preceded the Iron Age? The Bronze Age. What kind of dough is usually used to make an eclair? Choux dough. What modern city is situated near Mount Vesuvius? Naples. What is the name of Johnny Quest's dog? Bandit. What was the most visited attraction in the UK in 2017? Answer: British Museum. Who was the first Roman Catholic to be President of the United States? John F. Kennedy. What was Hawaii's main agricultural crop during the first half of the 20th century? Sugarcane. In what comic strip would you find siblings Hans and Fritz? The Katzenjammer Kids. Who's responsible for the Ballad of a Well-Known Gun? Elton John? What peace activist was the MC at Woodstock? Wavy Gravy. Who was William Shakespeare's wife? Anne Hathaway. In which game might you peg out? Cribbage. What element on the periodic table is represented by the symbol Hg? Mercury. What is the oldest active ballpark in Major League Baseball? Fenway Park. What river flows between Nebraska and Iowa? Missouri River. What does the comic book character Galactus eat? Planets. Which album did David Bowie release in 1983? Let's Dance. What year was a Christmas tree first placed in the White House? Answer: President Franklin Pierce first placed a Christmas tree in the White House in 1856. President Abraham Lincoln was a member of which political party? Republican Party. What Thames River town lent its name to the collarless polo shirts first worn by its rowing team? Henley. What year was singer Pat Benatar born in? 1953. What is the capital of Australia's Western Australia state? Perth? What object, which debuted in 1949, is sometimes called a 45? An LP single vinyl record. What was the only children's story published by Ian Fleming? Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. The red food coloring carmine is extracted from which source? Crushed beetles called cochineal. What fruit is packed with the most calories? The avocado. Which scientist wrote the book A Brief History of Time? Stephen Hawking. What was Ben Stiller's character called in the 1999 film Mystery Men? Mr. Furious. What sports figure was known as the Wizard of Westwood? John Wooden. What is the only U.S. state with only one syllable? Maine. Which ancient people first mined and smelted copper? Egyptians. What is the device that measures the number of steps you take when walking or running? Pedometer. Optophobia is the fear of what? Opening one's eyes? What does the color red represent in the American flag? Red symbolizes hardiness and valor. In which Indian city did 43 people die in the notorious black hole? Calcutta. What is the largest constellation in the sky? Answer. Hydra. Hydra covers about 1,303 square degrees, which is equal to roughly 3% of the entire celestial sphere. Who wrote the Monkees' #1 hit, I'm a Believer? Neil Diamond. Which medieval queen was married to both Louis VII of France and Henry II of England? Eleanor of Aquitaine. What is the main ingredient used to make pesto sauce? Basil. When was actress Diane Keaton born? 1946. What month in 1912 saw the Titanic go down? April. What U.S. city was the first Starbucks store opened in? Seattle. What is the name of Charles Foster Kane's estate in Citizen Kane? Xanadu. What city do Batman and Robin patrol? Gotham City. What is the nickname of Alcatraz prison? The Rock. How many countries border Chile? 3. What TV show's theme song was called The Fishin' Hole? Answer. The Andy Griffith Show. That's the end of the show. Thanks for listening. Come back tomorrow for more exciting trivia.